Hey everyone, it's Pat from Pat Tab Music, and in this video you're going to learn how to read and understand guitar tab, why it's important to know, and I'm even going to show you at the end of the video why you can go beyond guitar tab and there's a better way of understanding how to read music in general and communicate with other musicians. But we'll save that for the end of the video. So let's dive right in, grab your guitars. So when you look at guitar tab, blank guitar tab, this is what you're going to see. 6 lines. Alright, hold on. 6 lines, 6 strings. That part makes sense. Now the bottom line on this guitar tab, it works out with the strings. It's not actually the thinnest string, no, it's the thickest string. So the bottom line is the thickest string, or the bottom string. And that's, if you're in standard tuning, string E. So the bottom line on guitar tab is the thickest string. And the very line on the top is actually the first string. So that makes sense. So you've got the bottom line, the next line up is the 5th string, the next line up is the 4th string, the next line up is the 3rd string, 2nd, and finally, again, it's that 1st string. So the 6th string, the thickest string, is the bottom line, and the top line is going to be the 1st string or the thinnest string. Now some guitar tab will actually look like this, and you'll have note names next to those strings. Now it's just exactly like what we said before, except it actually tells you what the notes are, which is great. So you've got the E is a bottom line, then you've got A, D, G, B, and finally E again. That's all there is to it. Okay, you're doing so great, you're pretty much halfway there. Great job. So now what we look at, if we have a look at this tab here, it says that you've got an 0 on the bottom line, which, as we discussed, the bottom line is that 6th string. So what a 0 means, I'll show you a nice close-up here, is it just means, now normally you wouldn't be picking here, but it just means that you hear that string open. 0 fret, because that would be back here. So you could think of it as 0 for 0 fret, or you can think of it as being an O for open. That's all that that means. The O just means open or 0 fret. So you would just play the fret just like that. Perfect, okay? Now what if we have the 0, but this time it's on the 1st string, all the way at the top? That's it. It just means that you're going to be playing that 1st string open without using any frets. That's all that that means. Now what about we have a look here? This time it says there's a number 1, and again it's on that thick string. So what does that mean? Aha, so that means the 1st fret on that thick string, the bottom string, the 6th string. That's all that that means. If it was, instead of a 1, it was a 5, like here, then you'd count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd hold down the string until you can hear that note. That's all that there is to it. That's the 5th fret. If you do have numbers that are stacked on top of each other, it's actually a chord. Now I know that it's a D chord because I've been playing guitar for a while and I recognize the numbers, but sometimes it'll tell you with a little letter name of the chord above the tab like that, or sometimes it might tell you to the side of the tab or underneath. But in this example, if you have a look, we've got a 2, a 3, and 2, and then open. So what it's saying is you should play the 2nd fret on the 1st string, the 3rd fret on the next string up, the 2nd fret on the next string up, and then open next string. But you play them all at once, and that's it. That's what the guitar tab looks like, and that's what it sounds like because you play all the strings at the same time. So you do a strum. That's what it's asking for. And that's it. That really is the basic part of guitar tab. You understand what string lines up with what, you understand where the frets are in relation to the strings, and if they're on top of each other, you play chords. That's all that there is to it. Now, if you do want to dive in and you want to look at a little bit more, and you want to look at different sliding techniques, different bending techniques, how they sound like and what they look like with guitar tab, check out this video here. But otherwise, well done. Now, what I was talking about at the start with there is a better way than just learning guitar tab, is learning a little bit of theory can actually show you how you play the rhythms, how long the chords sound for. Because just like we saw that D chord before, we just saw the D chord. We don't know how long we play it for. Do I go away, have a sandwich, and still keep holding that chord? We don't know, because it just has the numbers. Do we strum like that? We still don't know, because there's only one chord, and it doesn't sort of show you what you do with it, how long you hold it for, or if there's a strumming pattern. So that is the downside of guitar tab. So I would certainly recommend learning a little bit more theory so you can understand how to read guitar tab and understand the basics of how to understand guitar charts. That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on. You can check out some more of the theory videos in the grade 1 playlist over there. Otherwise, you can check out this video that we were talking about before on how to understand more guitar tab reading skills like bending and slides and hammer-ons and pull-offs and all of that awesome stuff. But thanks so much for checking out this video. I've been Pat from Pat Tab Music, and I'll see you all again.